everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a bit more of a chatty one. We're just going to have a chat about some stuff, like that's what today is. I thought we'd just do a little bit of maybe like a bit of an update and talk about some stuff regarding like dieting. I am gonna start off straight away and say a content warning for the video. If you're subscribed, you will know that Time to Grow is kind of half looking at me putting on muscle and half recovery, and this is definitely going to talk more about recovery. And if you find things where other people are talking about their struggles on wanting to diet, or just hearing about dieting and why they want to diet, this video isn't the one for you, babe, and that is completely okay. Please don't put yourself through that just to watch the video. Take yourself away, do something that makes you feel good. But if you can watch stuff like that, I'd love for you to keep watching. But if you don't feel like you can watch this right now, that is completely okay. Yeah, so got that out of the way. Update I thought we'd just do. I'm not feeling great at the minute in terms of recovery. I'm just gonna say recovery in general, because obviously it is ED and BD for me, so there's kind of like completely different aspects at play, and they are different for me. My ED has been very good for quite a while now. BD still goes all over the place, but the last few days I've been really struggling just with how I look. Like, I'm just really struggling with my tummy, and it's making me want to diet, right? Like when we were on holiday in Spain, I was like, right, I'm gonna diet when I get back, half of me. And then when I've got back, it's been okay, but then I've seen some posts from people that's kind of triggered me a little bit, and that isn't down to them, that is down to me and following them still, because I'm very much an advocate of like the people that you follow on social media dictates how you feel about your body, and not 100%, but it has major influence. And there is a few people that I still follow because I really like who they are, and they just so happen to have like a really muscular, lean body. And a few posts like that have triggered me, because I'm just like, why can't I look like that? So I've been struggling the last few days, and I'm still struggling, and it's kind of opened up this conversation in my head about when should we diet, like when is it okay to diet, because I think it's being talked a lot more, like it's being talked about a lot more now, because I feel like people are scared to diet because people are going to be like, well, why do you need to? And I've seen a few posts like being a little bit, I don't know, insensitive, saying like, I don't know, being really negative towards the body positive community for making people feel like that, when really I think it's just people having like the internal conflict within themselves anyway, and being a bit too broad. I think people are saying that, people are thinking that people in the body positive community are saying no one needs to diet ever, and you shouldn't, when I don't think that's true. I think it's more of just a case of like stuff that we're going to talk about now, which is like you need to be really honest with yourself in terms of the reasons for dieting and whether it's healthy for you to do so right now, because that's the kind of things that I've been weighing up in my head, because I think there's loads of different aspects to it in deciding whether you should or shouldn't. I think health is a big one. And when I say health, I don't mean your weight, like that doesn't come into it whatsoever for health. I mean like heart health, like being able to breathe well, things like that kind of health. And I think that is obviously the main factor, but that is even hard to judge, because I think the medical system is so steeped in fat phobia that I think a lot of doctors just see somebody who's overweight and they're just like, you're probably unhealthy, lose weight. And that's not how it works a lot of the time. Like, you can be healthy and be a larger person, and I think it's hard to know when you are unhealthy, because the system just automatically is like, it's your weight that's making you feel crap. So it's hard to know when you need to lose weight for your health, but even then, it's like, it's hard to know whether you need to lose weight for your health, because it might not even be that. It might just be that you need to do a bit more cardio fitness, or eat more fruits and veg kind of stuff, like not even losing weight. So I think there's different elements to health, which is really, really difficult to begin with anyway. So I feel like health is one of those ones that's a bit like, yeah, if you've been told to lose weight for your health and it is legitimate, that is a good reason to lose weight in a healthy way. Like, this is like, when I'm talking about losing weight, I'm probably, unless I say otherwise, I mean it in a healthy way, like in an okay calorie deficit, not starving yourself and stuff like that. But I think health is one of the main reasons. But then you've got to think about why you want to lose weight, and I think that's the bit that's hard for people, because I, as a personal trainer and as someone who's had ED, it's like, I think people are really, really struggling to be honest with themselves as to why they need to, not why, what their why is for why they want to lose weight. Because I think a lot of people aren't honest with themselves, especially as a personal trainer like capacity. I've had so many people, especially since my attitude has changed towards like me telling clients that if you like, I don't know how to put this, if someone comes to me and says I want to lose weight, I will always say why. And if I don't think it's not a good enough reason, but I think if it's coming from an unhealthy way, I'll probably try and tell them that they shouldn't lose weight, or they don't need to lose weight kind of thing. And I've had this conversation quite a few times, and people always try and be like, oh, but it's for my health. And it's like, is it really though? Like, is it really? Because I think a lot of people's desire for losing weight comes from they want to be skinnier. Like, and that's not a reason that is 100% okay at the minute. But then we need to look at, is that okay? Like, are we okay to want to look a different way? And is it like a healthy way, or is it an unhealthy way? Like, are we wanting to make ourselves skinnier because we are fat phobic and we are scared of being fat? Or are we wanting to look skinnier just because we want to look a bit different? And is that fat phobic? Like, that's the thing. This video, I'm not saying I have the answers, and I'm not saying this is why you should lose weight, and this is just a conversation I'm having. And if I had the answers, I wouldn't be struggling with it. But I am, so I'm not saying I have the answers for it, but I think we really need to digest a little bit and really try and think about why we want to lose weight. Because for me personally, right, when I think about losing weight, the reasons I want to lose weight is definitely fat phobia is coming into it, which is the bit that I'm trying to fight. But the other little part of me is also saying, yeah, but I kind of want to lose weight because I want to be able to see my muscle more. And is that okay? Like, am I okay saying that? Because it's not because I am like being fat phobic by saying that, because I'm not. I've talked about this in the size 12 video, so go watch that if you are interested in these kind of videos, because I had that kind of dialogue open with that. But I am, in my like conscious mind, I am not fat phobic. Like, I am so in admiration of bigger bodies, and I look at them and I genuinely think they're beautiful now, and I am so happy for everybody who is confident in their body. So is me wanting to look skinnier to see my muscle more being fat phobic because I'm like, but I don't want to look like that? Or is it me just being like, I want to see my muscle more, I've worked hard for it, and I want to be able to see it a little bit more? And it's also, there's the whole thing of like challenging yourself a little bit. That is, I think that's another kind of reason that you have to be honest with yourself, because I think a lot of people use it as an excuse, being like, oh, but I just want to challenge it, when really they just don't want to be fat. So, and by the way, when I say fat, I'm not saying I'm fat, and I'm not saying like size like 14 or anything's fat. I'm just using it as kind of like a broad statement, like they don't want to be big, like they don't want to be on the way to fat or anything like that. I think like people use that excuse to be like, oh, well, I just want to challenge, because it sounds better than being like, no, I just don't want to look like that. Like, if that makes sense. So I think you have to be really, really honest with yourself for why you want to lose weight. And then it's hard because it's your personal reason and it's like, that's mine. But then it's like, yeah, but that kind of shoves it in the face of people who are overweight, being like, oh, outwardly I'm being very, very supportive of the community, but I still don't want to look like you. Like that, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a really hard dialect to have, and I think a lot of people are having it now, and I think a lot of people are saying stuff that they shouldn't who aren't in the community, and it's a really, really difficult one, and it's a one I'm struggling with because I think I do want to diet at one point, and I'm struggling with the reasons why, because as a society, why should we want to diet? Because we don't want to look like them? Or is it good reasons where you're just like, no, I want to look a little bit different and I want to lose a little bit weight? But then how do we justify that and being like, but it's not? Do you get what I mean? Like, it's hard. But anyway, circling back to me personally, I'm just struggling at the minute to understand why I want to diet, and if it's coming from an okay place or if it's coming from a not okay place. And I don't know right now. And to be completely honest, the only thing that is stopping me from going on a diet is this Time to Grow series, and it is knowing that people are watching and people will be like, well, why did you want to diet? And then I'll be like, do you know what I mean? So it's a good thing that I have that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I'm not being like, it's because of you guys. Like, that's not what I'm meaning. I am meaning it's just like, it's keeping me accountable to myself, and it's keeping me, I don't know, thinking about it in the right way, because I think I am on the internet and I don't want people to be like, oh, well, she dieted and she's not even big. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like this is just a massive ramble, but I feel like you guys should expect that from this channel. It's just a quick update for Time to Grow. I'm really struggling with diet. I think another thing is, like, I'm doing this to try and put on some muscle in my head. That's what I keep telling myself, and I'm not seeing a huge amount of growth at the minute. And I think it could be two things. It could be that I'm not putting on any muscle, but it could also be that I'm also putting body fat on at the same time, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm hoping it's the latter, because if I'm not putting any muscle on, I'd be a bit gutted, because I am working really, really hard in the gym and eating protein and stuff. But I think if I was seeing the progress in muscle, I wouldn't even like look at my body fat as much. But it's the fact that I'm not seeing it. But at the end of the day, I do have BD, so who knows if what I'm seeing is what's actually happening. So it's a really hard situation. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna diet. I'm hoping, I don't know what I'm hoping, to be completely honest, because I'm kind of hoping that I look a bit different, but that's not gonna happen unless I diet. But then the other half of me is like, but why do you want to diet? Why? Like, because you've got a bit bigger of a tummy? Like, there's nothing wrong with that? I don't know. It's a really difficult situation, and I hope you didn't come on here for answers, but it's just some things to think about as well if you are thinking about dieting. And I think the biggest thing I can say is try and be really, really honest with yourself, and don't do it straight away. If you're thinking about dieting, take a few weeks to try. I'm sorry about the light change, by the way. We're in the northeast where we've got a storm going on at the minute. Try and take a few weeks to figure out why you want to diet, and if it's from a good place, you think, like, if it's genuinely from a place where you're just like, no, I want to diet, it's not because I'm fat phobic, it's not because I'm scared of being bigger, it's not because blah 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 blah. Or if you found a good reason that I haven't touched on, that's great, crack on. But if it's from a bad reason, in terms of you just don't want to look a little bit bigger, or you feel crap about your body just because you feel like you look big, try and work on just loving your body for how it is. I know it's hard hearing, like, I know you're probably not going to listen to me because I'm not doing that, but this is my job and I know how to do it for other people. I know how to say it to other people, And I think I'm good at helping other people do that. I've had clients I've helped with their body image, but I know it's hard hearing it come from me when you know that I'm not that successful with it. But try and figure out how to love your body more without changing it, because dieting's hard. Like, it is hard. It can be quite easy for some people, but it comes with losing out on stuff in your life, like meals out and stuff change, like plans, you can't do stuff as much. There is some restriction with dieting if you do it in a healthy way. So figure out if that's something you really want to do, and figure out why you want to do it, and just be really, really honest with yourself. So yeah, I know it's a bit of a shorter video, and I know it's a bit of a random all over the place video, and it feels just a little bit like a chat, but I just thought we'd have a chat about it so you know kind of where I'm at. I think it's hard with my uploads because when I'm feeling good, I don't really post about how I'm feeling good, but when I'm feeling bad, I do like videos where I'm like I think I'm putting in the title, like a step backwards kind of stuff or something like that. And I don't want people to like look at my videos and be like, oh god, it's just all step backwards. It's not. Sometimes it is it's going really, really good, but then I don't really post about it because I'm just like, yeah, I'm feeling good and I don't want to bring myself down. So I'm sorry if that's how it feels, but this is where we are, and I post about my life, so I just thought I'd update you. So that is going to be it. I hope to see you in another video. Subscribe if you liked my chat. Please like it if you liked my chat. But hopefully, well, not hopefully, videos will be a bit more cheerier in the near future. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to put a line under this video. I'm going to try and not think about my weight or how I look for the rest of the day, because I think that's a really good thing to do. Just don't look at yourself if you're feeling really, really bad about yourself. So that is going to be it from me. I hope you all have lovely, lovely days, and you all love your bodies no matter how you look. I'm going to say goodbye. Bye.